So you went through labor and delivery, and now at the end, the baby is out and your baby is blue in color. You're frightened. You don't know what to think. What is this? How could something like this happen? Should you be concerned for something like this? The reason I want to talk with you about this today is because I want to talk about this skin discoloration in the context of a baby suffering a traumatic brain injury at birth. And in my context, that traumatic brain injury is going to be HIE. Essentially what this question is getting at too is whether discoloration, whether a baby being blue in color, can that be the signs of a possible or potential traumatic brain injury at birth. Now, before I get too deep in this talk, I want to make sure that you understand that there are other things which can cause a baby to be discolored. There are other medical conditions that can cause a baby's skin to turn color. But for this context, or for this discussion today, we're going to talk about oxygenation. We're going to talk about a baby either having a reduction, a reduced level of oxygen, or even a cutoff of oxygen. And for our context, when we're talking about HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, what that essentially is a reduction in oxygenated blood, which can lead a baby to suffer a traumatic brain injury. And in my line of work, a lot of times when we are looking at these cases for families, what can cause a baby to have, especially during labor and delivery, can have a cutoff or a reduction of oxygenated blood is a compressed umbilical cord. So, I want to kind of get back to that question of, well, your baby is blue and should you be concerned about this? If your baby is blue in color and there are other things that are also going on, let's say, for example, your baby had seizures, there had to be resuscitation done, maybe your baby was floppy, there was a handoff to the NICU, maybe there was meconium in your fluid when your water broke. When you have discoloration and you have some of these other things that are at play, doctors have to make sure that they're doing everything they can to either confirm or rule out a traumatic brain injury. Now, like I said, if a lot of these things are going on, especially seizures are there, then there's a good possibility that your baby may have suffered a traumatic brain injury. So if you do have a situation where your baby is discolored and you have some of these other things going on, then you want to make sure that you and the medical professionals are on the lookout for whether your baby has suffered a traumatic brain injury like HIE at birth. If you have more questions, maybe you're watching this video today because your baby has suffered an HIE injury, you've got an HIE diagnosis, and you've got questions as to what caused it, what I invite you to do is to get your phone and call the number that you see down below on the screen. I talk with families like yours all the time about these types of issues: HIE, traumatic brain injury, cerebral palsy, MAS, shoulder dystocia. These are the types of things that we talk with families about. And when you contact my office, make sure you pick a good date and a time to get on our calendar. Make sure you pick a good date and time for the secretaries. And also make sure that you leave them a good working email address, an address that you check frequently. And that's because from time to time we have to interact or we have to send emails to people. And we want to make sure we're sending it to an email address that you frequently check. Finally, I practice law here in the state of Maryland. And I know, like I said, from time to time, we'll have individuals who will contact us. They're in the United States, but they're not in Maryland. If that is you, just understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. That's something that we can look to help work with you on, but I just want to make sure that you understand that co-counsel or local counsel aspect of things if you are not here in the state of Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. Talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.